My name is Vadimni. I was born in the village of Baltabai, or rather, even in Turgen, a beautiful and mountainous area. When I was 4 years old, my parents moved further from Almaty, in the Almaty region. I almost lived both in the mountains and in the steppe, and most of the time in the city. I received my first diploma from the Kazakh State University in the field of chemistry. I then studied and received a second diploma in law. The profession of a lawyer in international environmental law remains rare. It is always difficult to make an environmental-oriented choice between acting or abstaining it. It is difficult to stay in your position because you will periodically be pressured. Those who are affiliated ecologists, they very often change positions, quite often.
Being an environmental protector is more of a calling. It seems like I don't live on the Caspian Sea. It's not an issue I deal with daily. But now I understand that there's no one to even talk to about it.
We get a big boost from oil extraction. Ultimately, it all goes to the oligarchs, those who work in this field. Therefore, the responsibility lies with them. The reality today is that the Caspian Sea, before oil extraction from our side, was vibrant and full of chaos. I think that by the end of oil extraction, in 10 to 15 years, nothing will be left. We all talk about the Aral Sea, the drying of which happened before us, but we saw the results. We don't even talk about the Caspian Sea, though it's happening here and now. As I already said, this does not mean that every oil worker or oil company is individually killing the animal fauna in the Caspian. Ultimately, because there is oil business there, well, what's the difference? We are not concerned with what is happening in the Caspian. We've simply left it up to the Caspian. Whatever happens, it's fine. We are getting oil. So what? Do we have a responsible government we can rely on? Or a business that will suddenly pay more attention to environmental aspects? Or will it just promote itself?
The space on the internet can always be cleaned up. They make it so that you don't find anything bad on Google.
It does not mean that you can only earn from oil or just from selling minerals. You can quite live differently. And we could have chosen this path. But essentially, we are not even providing opportunities for those people who engaged in this. Ultimately, we go higher and higher up the chain, then we reach the Almighty. Demanding from Him then turns out to be the case, because it seems that on Earth, no one is responsible for what we are doing on it. In the Caspian region, it is already difficult to find a person who has influence and a voice, and who is capable of speaking against the oil industry. No one files lawsuits because ultimately their production sharing agreement is written in such a way that you can litigate as much as you want, even with inspectors involved. Even from the citizen side, ultimately it will not be the company that compensates, but rather that part of the income that goes to the state. If there is no opponent, any decision can be pushed through advanced. There must be opponents. And as long as I have the strength, I am ready to fight for the preservation of the Caspian region.